Didn't feel terrible. So we got lower body today, leg day, strength. I want to talk about linear and undulating periodization and how it's going to benefit you when you're training. So what I'm doing right now is undulating periodization. But before I get there, let me back up real quick. When we train, we go through different blocks and different phases in order to get better, right? In our performance lane, we have different buckets we want to fill within each phase. So we have our strength, our power, our conditioning, for energy system development, right, ESD. And in each phase, we want to try to fill those buckets. Now, if you're trying to get into a particular goal of performance within a certain amount of time, traditional linear periodization actually slows you down. How? Because in traditional linear periodization, we are taking, let's say for instance, our GPP phase, we're doing a lot more volume, working on hypertrophy, getting the muscles, the tendons, the joints, the ligaments, all of that stuff prepared for performance over the course of 4-6 weeks, whatever your phase is, right? And then we move into strength, and then we move into power. And while we're hitting each one of those phases, we are actually having diminishing returns or losing out on the phase that we just finished because we're not always tapping into it to maintain it. Enter undulating periodization, where we can actually work multiple qualities in the same block and move the needle on our overall performance. So how do I do that? I do that by, right, remember our body is going to adapt to whatever stress we get it. I do that by systematically presenting my body or exposing my body to different stress stimuli in order to move the needle. So if I want to work on my vertical jump, let's say for instance, I'm going to need to be able to have more force production, express that force quickly, and access that force quickly, right? That's how an athlete works. So in linear periodization, I will go through the phases of strength, increase my force production, then I want to be able to access it, and then I want to be able to express it, right? Those are 3 different phases, where by the time you get to expressing your force, you have now gone 8 to 12 weeks without working on the force production or maintaining that. So in undulating, what I do is in the same week or week by week, however you want to do it, there's weekly undulating and then there's daily undulating. What I do is I do daily undulating. Daily undulating, on Monday, I work on my speed strength. That is the accessing the force that I'm able to produce. So if I'm able to move 400 pounds, how quickly can I get to the point where I can move that force? So that's where I do everything based on velocity. I do everything based on quick motion, right? Everything is light and fast in my speed strength day. And then I come to my strength day, where right now I'm trying to maintain a level of strength. I come to get to move the needle there. So I'm working 85+% heavy reps, slow grind at maybe 3 to 5 reps at a time in order to move the needle or at least maintain it. And then on Friday, I come in and I do a strength speed. So now I take a little bit heavier load, about 60 to 80% of my 1 rep max, and I see how fast I can move that load. So I'm still doing compound lifts, I'm doing everything. I'm trying to move it fast, but it's a little bit heavier that I'm trying to move fast, right? So now I have worked on accessing my force, producing my force, and then moving that weight or producing that force fast, right? So that is undulating. That's how I set it up inside my program. It'll help you if you do this over the course of a week or anything like that, because now you never really lose a quality, right? I have my power, I have my strength, I have my volume, all within one phase, and then I continue to progress that. And as I progress that, I will continue to see myself get stronger. I'll be able to see myself be able to produce that force quickly, and I'll be able to see myself access that force quickly. And you can move that from legs to upper body, however you like it, and even do that when you pair it with conditioning. So I hope that works for you. Hang out with me. I'm gonna do one more set. Got a top set of a single. I think maybe I'll do 385 just to keep this light. I want to have 2 in the tank, 2 or 3 in the tank, and then we'll be done. So I'll see y'all next time. Remember, if you like this content like this, make sure to like, subscribe, share, YouTube stuff.